So today we're diving into shirtless salads, spicy nutrition takes,
if you can train more and you can recover quicker, you're gonna have that much more of an edge.
and seriously good plant-based content, because today we're doing a deep dive into Derek Simnett of Simnett Nutrition. Now, have you ever asked yourself, can I get jacked while eating plants? Or how do you make kale into a magical, delicious masterpiece? Chances are you've stumbled across Derek's channel. Derek Simnett is a certified nutritional practitioner and the creator of the YouTube channel Simnett Nutrition. He is a former athletic therapist, and Derek transitioned to a plant-based lifestyle and has since built a large following by sharing his passion for fitness, nutrition, and simple, wholesome recipes. Along with his very charming girlfriend, Crystal, Derek is known for his positive energy, shirtless salad prep, and honest approach to health. What I really like about Derek is that he provides evidence-based nutrition along with practical tips.
Let's check out the macros for each one of these meals and then the day in total. So breakfast is gonna give us 682 calories.
His content ranges from full day eating videos to workouts and deep dives on supplements, gut health, and mental well-being. I've been following Derek's content for years, and so as we've started to do this series where we dive into other plant-based or vegan YouTubers' channels, a lot of you insisted we do Derek, and he was on my list anyway, so it was a no-brainer to get into his and his girlfriend Crystal's content. Now, I can't remember if Derek is 100% oil-free or if he uses it from time to time. Either way, as always on this channel, if we come across, less than whole food plant-based ingredients, we might do some of our own tweaks and swaps along the way. So for those of you that have been watching this series where we dive into other YouTubers' channels, we've been following and listening to the feedback, and one of the things that you suggested was that as we gear up to do one of these, we should reach out to our audience and get them to give recommendations for dishes or things that we should try out. So I have done that. So before we dive into those comments and posts to try to find some things, I'd like to give a quick hello to some of you who said hello to us in the comments down below. Lori from Massachusetts, Blair from Reno, Nevada, Nicole from Laval, Quebec, Andrea, a Hungarian living in England, Kelly from Long Beach, California, Jackie from Gippsland, Victoria, Australia, Denise from Dublin, Ireland, Julie from the West Shore of Lake Tahoe, Beth from Liverpool, New York, USA, Mila from New York City, Puppy Power from Lake Whitney, Texas, Trish from Bristol, England, Lorraine from Fraser Lake, British Columbia, Barbara from Germany, vegan for more than 27 years, but she's never used aquafaba. Well, hopefully since you've been watching our channel, that's changed. And if not, I highly recommend you start using it. In fact, we have a whole recipe and section of our cookbook, and you can get that using the QR code on the screen right here, where we actually show you how we make aquafaba. And a lot of our recipes call for that as opposed to oil, particularly this wonderful focaccia that we make that I adore. That is just as delicious with aquafaba as it ever was with oil. So if you want to pick up our book, you can get it there. And if you would like a shout out here on the channel, all you have to do is say hello to us in the comments down below. And if you want to shout out here on the channel, all you have to do is say hello to us in the comments down below. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and if there's a YouTuber you want us to do a deep dive into that we haven't done yet. We do have a very long list from suggestions you already made, but it's nice to hear repetition so we can know to prioritize those people. All right, let's get into your comments here. Okay, so Shannon says his burritos with one of his amazing sauces. Mike says Derek is the sauce king, so I definitely do a selection of those. Okay, so apparently we're gonna do something with his sauces. Powerful breakfast muffin. Oh, I want a breakfast muffin. Curious what you think of his breakfast bites. Ooh, you even gave me a link to the video.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the kitchen for another video. So today we've got Crystal with us because she's gonna be showing us how to make these amazing vegan frittatas.
So frittatas are traditionally made with eggs, but today we're going to be making them with chickpea flour. We're keeping it vegan, baby. So these frittatas are super easy to make, super versatile. They're great for meal prepping. They're great to add to like the side dish of a meal. You have them for breakfast. They're also really easy to grab and go. So if you're a busy person on the run, these are perfect for you.
So these are actually so amazing. And I know most of the stuff we have on this channel is usually pretty good, but these are actually just incredible. So when Crystal gave me one the other day, I just was like, wow, these are amazing. You got to start making these all the time. And I asked her, how hard are they to make? And you said,
oh, they're easy.
Yeah, she said they're super easy. And once she showed me how easy they were to make, I was like, we have to share this with the Simnett Nutrition community. They need this recipe. It's too good. So why don't you show us?
Okay, well, that's a high endorsement from both them, but also you. So you know what? I'm gonna flag that one. So we have made stuff like this before, but I'm always interested in doing other people's recipes because I learn a lot. You know, I either find tricks to make my own better, or it reinforces that I like mine better. You know, a lot of people say you shouldn't try other recipes where you've already got a favorite version of that. I don't necessarily agree with that because as long as you're open-minded, and not everyone is, not everyone in this family is all the time, I think you can learn a lot and you can improve your own things, right? All of our recipes are always kind of in flux. I love Derek's vlogs. I really love to start making green smoothies to get more greens in, but I'm really confused as what I should put in them. Kale, spinach. Really, that's it. Kale and spinach. Any other greens are fine too. But kale and spinach are great. And you don't have to add protein if you don't want to. Unless you're doing workouts, in which case you should consider adding a protein powder just so it's giving your muscles the food that they require as well. Oh, and here's another link. Oh, here's the breakfast muffins.
All right, what is up everyone? Thank you so much for joining me back here in the Simnett Nutrition kitchen on this very foggy day here on Vancouver Island, which is in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. And I'm really excited to show you this recipe here today. This is one I make all the time, and it's these super nutritious and equally delicious, powerful breakfast muffins. So I know a lot of people are often intimidated with baking because it has a reputation that everything has to be like so exact, but trust me, this recipe is not rocket science. I almost never measure any of these ingredients and it always turns out okay. I just make sure that it's the right consistency at the end and
it turns out okay. That's what we strive for around here as well.
Everything always works out fine. So at the end of all this, we'll be going over like the macros and stuff so you guys can see how many calories and all that is in each individual muffin. But for now, I'm going to show you everything that I put in here. So the base of this recipe is going to be oats and some bananas. We'll get to that in a second. But basically we just need some flour. So I'm going to be turning these oats into oat flour.
Love it. I wonder how close these are to a muffin recipe that I make all the time. Or I used to make. I haven't made it in a while. In fact, there's the recipe down here. Oats, bananas, dates, flax. Yeah, it does seem similar to a recipe that I've made in the past. But I haven't made it in a long time. So it'll be fresh for us. And I like that it's naturally gluten-free. So that is a definite contender. Next. I always make his date balls, but I substitute the chocolate chips for cacao nibs. Yeah, we already have like a date ball that we make. I think every date ball recipe is 90% the same recipe. And then it's just what little spices and stuff you change out. So I don't know if I'm super interested in doing that. I know he's also got some cookies recipes. I made some of his cookies at Christmas. He put up this recipe for like a fruitcake type cookie. And I think it might have been Crystal's recipe. Delicious. Fantastic. So I don't need to make that again. But that was great. Okay, so I got all your feedback. Well, it's greatly appreciated. We're probably going to use most of it. I just want to kind of do my usual thing where I do a quick, just look through. I'm just going to hit that popular search. Should I do this ab video, guys? 6 simple ab exercises. Vegan hacks, celery juice. It's interesting. It's always interesting to see which of the videos are the most popular. And a lot of them are like informational videos. It's not even necessarily recipe videos. Here we go. 3 vegan sauces. Oh, and epic vegan burritos. Let's check out the vegan burrito video real quick.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my kitchen for another video. I'm Derek from Simnett Nutrition, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 truly epic burritos. So not only are these fairly healthy, but they are super delicious and very satisfying.
So he's got 3, so we'll likely just pick one.
So I'm going to be showing you a breakfast one, lunch, and a dinner burrito. So you can have burritos every single meal of the day. Throw out your cutlery. You don't need it anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But really, these burritos are so tasty and they are going to rock your world. I think you're going to love them. So we're big fans of burritos around here, and apparently you guys are too, because I must get more egg patties. And I made these ahead of time so that they can marinate, soak up all the flavors. So let me show you guys how I did this. So you want to start off by slicing some extra firm or firm tofu.
What's he using for the sausage,
half a teaspoon of garlic with the maple syrup, tasting salt, and then once it's mixed on top of the and you're gonna have the fat with those little tofu.
Oh, okay, so he's using like a pre-made.
And then to make it extra amazing, I'm gonna be adding this smoked apple and sage sausage to it as well, and I'm gonna cook that with those little tofu patties.
Okay,
so if you've never tried,
maybe we don't do that one because Wooly and Annie just don't like those kind of things. Barbecue soy curl garden wrap. Oh.
Let's make the lunch wrap. So this one's going to be a crispy barbecue garden wrap. I just had to name it something, so that's what it's gonna be called. I'm gonna be using Butler soy curls for the barbecued pork.
I've got some Butler soy curls and I need to use them. I think that's what I'm gonna make. Okay, I tend to only do 3 recipes for the YouTubers we follow, but I might do a bit more in this video, which you probably won't be upset by.
Is that you, buddy?
Desperately hoping you drop some cucumber. So for the first meal we're gonna do for Derek's recipes, I thought we'd start off with a sauce. Just putting it on, pardon, water. So I thought we'd start off just using one of his sauces because all of you spoke so kindly of his sauces. So I'm going to go with this Creamy Tex Mex Sauce, and we're just going to put it on top of just tacos we make because I thought that'd be a good way to test it out. So all I've done is I've soaked some cashews, and then we're going to blend it with everything else here. He says that you can either use all of the seasonings combined here or just use a couple tablespoons of taco seasoning. There's actually a taco seasoning mix that comes in this giant box of taco shells, but the problem with these pre-mixed ones, you have to check them because it's got cornstarch, maltodextrin, high monounsaturated vegetable oil in seasoning. So I'm just going to use the straight up seasoning, which you can see on the screen here is his. And then as far as what we're going to do for the rest of it is we just cooked up some red kidney beans. We're gonna mash those together with some salsa just to make kind of like a quick refried bean. We've got some chopped up vegetables here. And for like a guacamole, we actually couldn't, the avocados we bought from market this week are not quite ready. So we found a guacamole at Walmart while we were there today. That's pretty good. Like there's no oil in it. There's no extra junk. It's all good stuff and some spices, so Annie's gonna soup it up.
I'm making guacamole. You're gonna need an onion, tomato, and guac.
Wait a second, I thought you said you were making guacamole.
No, because we don't have any good, like, ripe avocados, so we bought this at the store. But you could just use ripe avocados and then add lime and stuff. Let's start. Mom, is the onion supposed to look like this inside?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice?
Yeah.
Okay. This is definitely.
Okay. I dried it.
Wait too.
Well, I needed to air out.
It squirted. Holy crap, Mom, it's making me cry.
I have not used that thing in a long time.
Freaking. Nah, I'm gonna go wash my hands.
6 hours later.
I don't know how much we'll need. Stop falling off of the cutting board. Actually smells pretty good. Not as good as homemade guac though. To start. Holy crap! Did it fall on the floor?
Do you want a bowl?
No.
Oh,
Do you want to shush?
yep, I do want to shush.
Mix. Okay. But it's fine.
Okay.
It's all kind like this.
Don't want to burn my fingers.
Cheers. Don't worry, I'm
You know what I'm
cautious.
saying,
Whatever.
I know what you mean.
Oh, Wally. Let's see what we think of these tacos. I'm gonna make a mess. Mmm. You gotta hit that sauce on its own.
Yeah, it's good.
It's really nice. It's really simple and subtle.
Yeah, I like that.
I bet it'll thicken up nicely. Like, this makes me not want to even need to put on like any plant-based cheese. Not counting like soaking the cashews for a few minutes before. Maybe 2 minutes to make. So it's kind of perfect. I would give that sauce, let me just try it again, just on its own.
Yeah, I know, you have to sort of taste on it.
Yeah, it's tough because it goes in with everything. But I'd add more lime. A little more lime, but it's really good. But that's just me. But this is like an A plus kind of sauce.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah?
I like it.
Yeah? What would you give it?
An A.
Yeah? What do you like about it?
I don't know, it just blends in nicely. Not overpowering.
Yeah. Perfect complement to a Mexican meal. And it was made just by stuff we have in my cupboard.
It's nice and spicy. I think I'd like more lime, a little
Yeah.
more lime. It's very good, very subtle. So it blends in with the rest of the things we put on our tacos. A, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I like my tacos. Taste like whatever, however you described it.
Now you're just being lazy.
Well, I don't really know how to describe it.
Okay. But you like it?
A B, probably.
Yeah?
It tastes like I'm having like milk and you mix like cumin into it and it's kind of thick.
Really? It's cashew. It's cashews and...
Yeah, not my jam.
Really? Huh.
It just like, it's like bland and has like one spice, has one level, one layer.
Oh, really? Huh, okay.
I much rather guacamole and salsa.
But with it, with everything together, it adds a nice little...
I guess, but I'm not gonna put it on mine.
Okay.
Maybe like a C.
A C?
I don't know, yeah.
Okay. So for tonight's recipe from the channel, we're gonna try out actually Crystal's, I believe they are. He calls them breakfast bites, but on their website it's vegan frittata recipe. But they're little mini ones. I think the problem we've always had with making bigger frittatas is just them cooking all the way through. So I love the idea of doing them in a muffin pan so they cook faster and more evenly and you don't have to worry about the middle setting. We have done stuff like this before. I really like using chickpea flour and water.
Definitely.
So this is not necessarily new.
Omelet.
Yeah, we've done a ton of things with omelets and whatnot. Anyway, it's still a good idea. Wanted to try it. A lot of you recommended it. So I've done a couple little tweaks here, and it's not necessarily changing anything to make it healthier or not. It was just changing out the vegetables based on what we got. What do you got?
Good granola.
Still my granola?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have some granola later for dessert. With some nice cream, maybe. Okay, so seasonings I'm keeping the same. The only real change I'm making is instead of a green pepper, I had a half of a yellow pepper already cut up. And for the herbs, I had some dill in the fridge that I didn't have a use for otherwise, and I didn't want it to go bad. So I thought I'd throw dill in, because dill is delicious in something like this. So I did that instead of the cilantro. Otherwise, and I added some cherry tomatoes because they have them in the video, but not in the recipe. And Willie loves cherry tomatoes.
No.
I think there's a couple without them.
Did you put something moldy in the dishwasher?
I did. I was washing all of our mold.
Now it all smells moldy.
Most of it was moldy. Anyway, while Willie's searching for my mold that I was washing, gotta clean your mold, everyone. The other thing I did was for the flour and water mixture, I actually just made some homemade veggie broth. So I thought, why not use the veggie broth as opposed to straight up water just to give a little extra flavor. So I mixed that together with just a little bit of onion powder and salt and black pepper. Then you mix everything in together. It's really, really fast. Like if you've got all of your vegetables cut up, you can put all this together probably in 5 minutes, and then you gotta bake it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. And while those are cooking, I'm gonna just cut up some little baby potatoes and then make a side salad, and that'll be our dinner. We'll let you know what we think of the frittatas.
Whoever made the salad is divine.
The person is divine?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ew. Is that a mushroom?
Nope, no mushrooms, I promise.
What is it? Is that a giant olive?
Yeah.
There's dill in it. This is really nice.
You don't even need like ketchup or anything.
No.
It's got so much flavor.
That would ruin it. That's an S.
Yeah.
That's so flavorful.
An F?
S.
S.
You can pack so much vegetable into here too. And we put a side salad on. You don't really need it, although we wanted some greens. But, and you can really just
You
use
could
this.
put greens in here. You could put spinach in it.
Put
Yeah.
all.
And these are like so firm. These would be easy to pack for a lunch. Yeah, these are an S. These are so good. And I don't even feel the need to put like any ketchup or anything on them.
See, it's so weird.
What's so weird about it?
I don't like all the combinations of foods.
It's just veggies. Too much veggies for them.
Too many combinations. It has too much different flavor.
I like that it doesn't taste like egg. He's crazy. I don't know. It just tastes like dill, really.
You like it?
I do really like the potatoes.
What do you give the quiche or the frittata?
I give the quiche like a B or an A.
Yeah.
Somewhere between there. It's good. It's just like got a weird spice in it that's interesting.
It's parsley, dill, and like onion powder.
It's
And
the
salt and
onion
pepper.
powder. It might be the pepper. Why is there pepper in this?
Like salt and pepper.
No.
A lot of you recommended Derek's breakfast muffins, and so I wanted to take those for a spin. And what's actually really interesting is these are not that different from a muffin recipe that I used to make all the time. So I'm really excited to try these and see if he's actually improved on my recipe. Because the one thing I will say is that with mine, I found that they were always amazing the first day, but like the next day, they were a little moist inside, a little softer. So what I liked what he's doing here is he's preheating the oven to 325 and he's baking it at a lower temperature for longer. So that might be the fix. This is really, really simple. He says you can use whatever flours you want, but just like him, I'm going to just blend up some oats in my blender so that way they're gluten-free and Willie can have them too. So if you're using the oats, just toss them into a bowl afterwards and then just put the blender back. You don't need to rinse it out. And now we're gonna make our wet mixture, which is just combining the plant milk, banana, and some dates. I'm just using Niglet dates. He uses Medjool, so I'm using twice the amount he uses, which is roughly the same amount. Blend that all together until it is smooth, and then we're gonna go back to the dry, and we're gonna add in the rest of the dry stuff. So this is where our differs. He puts in a teaspoon of both baking soda and baking powder. I found that I put in like almost a tablespoon of baking powder because it really helps it rise, but maybe I didn't need to. That'd be interesting here. And then he uses a ton of cinnamon, which mad props, I love cinnamon. He's got 3 teaspoons, or for the nerds out there, 1 tablespoon. Mix that all together. The last ingredient besides the mix-ins is lemon. He recommends not putting it in too early because it's gonna start activating the baking soda, so just hold off on that. Now you will notice that I didn't have like a regular lemon, we ran out, so I'm just using the junky lemon juice from the fridge. And don't freak out, you'll see that my lemon juice is just like a little chunky. That's actually just the pulp that's inside the bottle. Doesn't look great, but it's totally fine. So for the mix-ins, I'm using pumpkin seeds and raisins. He said chocolate chips are optional. If you've ever met my wife, you know chocolate chips are rarely optional. So I threw some of those in there, mix them all around. And then what we're just gonna do is we're gonna pour it into a muffin tin. I got a silicone one here, just like Derek used. And by pour, I mean just kind of scoop it because it's a pretty thick mixture. And the trick is really just making sure there's an equal amount in all the cups. If you're like me here and you got to the end and there was like 1.5 cups still unfilled, just start borrowing from the other cups you've already poured into until they all look generally the same. Another little pro move here is always save some of your mix-ins for the top. So that way every one looks awesome. And here's another trick, is if you want to trick your kids into eating something that looks like more treaty, don't put the chocolate chips on the inside, just save them for the top. And they'll grab the one that has the most chocolate chips, because that's what kids do. But there's no chocolate chips inside. Pro move. So we're gonna bake these for, he says 20 to 25 minutes depending on your oven. I'm gonna do about 25 because I want them to cook all the way through. And I'll try one of these this afternoon, but I wanna try another one tomorrow to see how they taste the next day. And obviously we'll get my family's thoughts too. Okay, let's see how these turned out. So my first question is, do they pop up nicely out of the mold? Ooh, they do. Well, looky at you. So Derek broke his in half in the video. Pretty good, I don't see any gumminess. That's so good. That reminds me so much of mine. It didn't rise up as much as it looked like it did in his video, which is interesting. I love how much cinnamon is in there. It doesn't feel overpowering, but it's like present throughout the entire thing. It's just lingering on my tongue. This is fantastic. This is like a go-to muffin type formula, and you can build on it from here. But it's such a good base. This is an S through and through. If my kids don't like this, good, because I want to eat them all myself.
Very good. Nice. Is it zucchini?
Nope.
Oh.
No, there's no veggies in that one.
Well, it's good. I'll give it an A.
Yeah? Would you take that to school?
Yeah.
Nice. What do you like about it?
It's the flavors mixed together so well.
Yeah? The cinnamon's really nice, eh?
What is this?
They are muffins. Called breakfast muffins. but I added chocolates.
It's really dry.
Really?
I like them.
Taste them. Still dry. Where's my new pants?
You look like a pirate.
I am a pirate.
Alright, what do you give the muffin?
It's fine. I don't know, it just feels kind of basic. Like it's like, oh, it's just like a whole grain muffin with some stuff in it. Got some cinnamon maybe.
But that's what a muffin is.
Yeah.
What do you want it to make? What would take it to the next level for you?
I don't know. Good.
It's got a good texture though. It's not like mushy.
Yeah. It's good, but it's not like, wow.
What do you give it?
B.
Okay, so it's actually 2 days later. That's 2 days. And first of all, I will say that these have been disappearing, which means that I'm not the only one taking them for leftovers. So despite whatever ranking everyone else gave them, they didn't leave them behind, which doesn't always happen. So now I'm curious. So I'm just... Ooh, lost a little chalky chip. So what usually happens is they get really kind of dried out or really, really moist in the upcoming days. That's still pretty good. It's starting to dry out a little bit, but I also left it on the counter for the first part of its after baking life. Super viable even like 2 days later. But I know that in the past when I made muffins like this, I put them in the freezer and then I would just take one out like an hour or two before I wanted to eat it. Or if I was working away from home, I would put one in my lunch bag and it'd be good by lunch. So yeah, these things stand up to the test of time. Mama, hey baby, what you doing? Do you want some barbecue? That's the air fryer, that's why it's loud. So why is the air fryer on? Well, a lot of you said that we really, really need to try one of Derek's burritos. And the one that looks most interesting to me, even though I'm almost assuredly guessing it's not going to go well with probably half of our family, is the barbecue wrap. I guess it's technically not a burrito. And I'm combining that with one of his sauces to get another sauce recipe in, which I think might save this for some of them. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the combination of the two will balance out in like a medium grade meal for some of them. But I have a bunch of soy curls. I don't use them that often because Annie insists it's not the same as tofu, even though it's all the same ingredients. I digress. Anyway, Derek's method is similar to the package, just soaking the soy curls in warm water and then straining them out. He really recommends squeezing them out after you drain the water to get as much of the liquid out. And then I'm just tossing them in a barbecue sauce from our fridge and squeezing them in with my hands just to get as much flavor in as possible. Now, Derek didn't give amounts for how many soy curls, how much barbecue sauce. He said to air fry it, didn't say how long or what temperature. So I just kind of put enough on to coat it nicely and squeezed it in. I used like a half a package of soy curls, which given how much my family is likely to enjoy this was probably way too much, but I have an idea for how to use the leftovers, so I'm not that worried. In terms of air frying it, we're using the Typer Dome air fryer that we have, which is a really wide base air fryer. Otherwise, you probably gotta mix it around a lot and shake it a lot. And this one, there's a burner on the top and the bottom, so I don't think we'll have to do that here. I just use the default air fryer setting at 330 for 17 minutes, and I will check it in a few minutes, see if it doesn't need to be tossed or anything, or if it needs to go on longer. Otherwise, I'm gonna make his spicy avocado lime cilantro. All we're gonna do is put all of the ingredients for that into a magic bullet and blitz them up. And Willie's home. I had the cilantro that was in the fridge that was getting really sad, so I just cut off the bottoms and put it in water, and look at it. It's like so gorgeous now. That's the trick. If you ever want to bring your herbs back from the dead, kind of pull out the nasty ones, cut off the bottoms, and put them in a little jar with some water. It's like flowers. Come back to life. I'll try this dressing. Well, that's got a really nice flavor. That's really, really good. A little spice. I kind of want to, it's a little thin. I kind of want to add, maybe I won't. Maybe let's give it a few minutes to thicken. It's not a bad consistency. I just kind of want it to potentially thicken, be a little thicker. And that's that. And then we're just gonna build the wraps the way you would build a wrap. That's not.
It's like the green goddess sauce.
Do you like the sauce?
Yeah. A B.
Yeah. Here.
Are these pepper spicy or something?
Mmm. I like that sauce. I still want it to be thicker. I want it to be more like a, not quite like a hummus consistency, but somewhere in between. Mmm. I don't think this is gonna be popular over in our house, but for me, this is like an A+. It's really tasty. I like the barbecue sauce combination with that dressing.
You try it.
You want for it? Uh-oh. You want some plate?
Like an A.
Like an A?
It's so good. The flavor works so well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's really nice. And this is really, really simple to put together too. So I can see why he recommends it for like a lunch.
The sauce is good. I don't like the soy curls, but the sauce is good. Oh, I think an A. That's good.
What don't you like about soy curls?
Well, these ones are really sweet, which is weird. Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't. There's something about them that I just don't like.
Okay, fair enough. I hope you enjoyed us taking some of Simnett Nutrition's recipes for a spin. Thank you for those of you who made suggestions. And keep an eye on the posts section of the YouTube channel, because next time we go to do one of these with another content creator, we will post it and get recommendations for them as well. Hit the like button to let YouTube know to share this with other people. Obviously, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And YouTube has this video all queued up for you to watch next. So don't let them down. Check it out because it's just for you. Thanks.